Hi there. I'm super excited that we have Micah Fish here today. She's one of our incredible authors of the book Within. First thing I want to do, Micah, is to talk to you about why did you decide to jump into the book with all the other co-authors?
Good morning, Michael. I was so excited when the opportunity arose for me to write a chapter in this book. I first of all feel like the 26 authors in here are part of a broad family for me that's come from the yoga community, and being able to be a part of it was just an extraordinary opportunity. Just warms my heart. Um, I know that all of our stories are inspiring. We hear them every day because we're connected to studios, and they keep us going and change our lives. And so putting it in a format where we can reach other people and being a part of that is an opportunity that I just did not want to miss.
Cool. So I know the story, but tell the listeners real briefly your little manifestation story, so to speak,
Mm. Yeah,
of snowboarding and yoga.
yeah. So I've always had the ability to draw to myself things that seemed maybe like more than coincidence or serendipity. And I played with that always, I think, as a child and a young adult, but I never really put any clout into it until I was in my early 20s and I was at the top of a snowboard park outside of Bend, Oregon. I had been a competitive athlete and I was training for my opportunity to make it into the X Games. And I was at the top of a snowboard jump. Big Air was my favorite um, sport, and I was really tired. So I had been going to school and working and competing and doing all the things. Beautiful sunny spring day, and I said to myself, I just need a break. Um, and then I took my jump, and I landed on my feet, and I broke both of my ankles.
Mm.
Um, and it was the first time that I realized how powerful it is what we put out into the world, into the universe. And I really believed that I had, called that to myself. The universe has a sense of humor. Um, and so I quickly determined that if I had the power to draw something like that into my life, I also had the power to fix it. And so I determined that I was going to use my thinking to heal my ankles back to or better than the condition that they were prior to the jump. And that led me to finding a yoga studio in a haphazard and roundabout way. But I ultimately ended up in a hot yoga studio in Bend, Oregon. That was yours at the time.
Yeah. So no pun intended. I want to jump in this real briefly. So when you're manifesting, we got to really be careful what you say. Because, like, if you say, I need a break, you might go get a break. But if you say, I need $10,000, that might happen too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the concept of being impeccable in your word and being really clear and concise in what it is that you are asking for. We are manifesting all the time, and whether we're doing that intentionally or unintentionally is important. I think if it's happening regardless, we might as well do it with intention.
Yeah. So it's really discovering how to be conscious and aware so we know what we're creating. Because I think a lot of times we don't know what we're creating and we just get whatever we get.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I like to talk about it in this way, getting in touch with what is your personality and your preferences. So, figuring out what attracts and repulses you, and then being intentional in what you're asking for so that the world isn't happening to you, but that you're actually driving forward with your own desire.
Cool. So I want to tell all the listeners here today, first of all, I really appreciate you being here today, Micah, and sharing some of your insights. And for all the listeners, is you can go to www.innerpoint.com and listen to more an extended version of this. And it's um, maybe somewhat of a deep dive into the idea of manifestation and creating what you want in your life. Because if we're not aware, we may get whatever we talk about. So come visit us somewhere on this page, and there's a link to Interpoint, so come and visit us. And again, Micah, thank you for being here. You're one of my most favorite people in the world, and I love you.
Thank you, Michael. I love you too.